Como primera ponencia tenemos a James Rosa, del Banco de Ojos del Lions Eye Institute, hablando de la estadística de indicaciones en el trasplante de córnea.
Hola. Okay, we will get started now. I'm here to talk about statistics of corneal transplantation, and I hope you will find this as interesting as I did. This information is based upon the 2011 Statistical Eye Banking Report from the Eye Bank Association of America. Each year, all 79 eye banks in the United States are obligated to provide information to the EBAA in order for them to compile statistical reports, not only on eye banking, but also on corneal transplantation in the United States and internationally. And basically, it gives you an outcome of what the indications are for a lot of the tissue that is being utilized for transplant. So to go through the numbers, 79 eye banks reported. There were over 114,000 tissues recovered in 2011 in the U.S., which over 57,000 donors. There were a total of just over 67,000 tissues distributed for transplant. There were just over 46,000 transplants in the U.S. Just over 21,000 were exported internationally. And as you can see, just over 21,000 were endothelial keratoplasty, and there were almost 1,800 corneas provided for EK internationally. Some notes that came out of the statistical report that I thought were interesting and I wanted to share. The number of penetrating keratoplasties has declined for 6 consecutive years. And as you can see the numbers there, and I'll provide some more graphs and numbers for that. And the leading indication for penetrating keratoplasty in 2011, as it was in 2010, was keratoconus. And it's interesting to see that as compared to previous years, post-cataract surgery edema and endothelial dystrophy are declining as indications for penetrating keratoplasty, which is consistent with the increase in endothelial keratoplasty. In the U.S., endothelial keratoplasty has become the surgical treatment of choice for corneal endothelial failure. And an interesting shift is expected in 2012. It's expected that the number of endothelial keratoplasty procedures in the U.S. will eclipse penetrating keratoplasty for the first time, which is really quite amazing. And here you can see the numbers. The slow decline of penetrating keratoplasty. And this is, mind you, this is just in the U.S., and then I'm going to present some numbers of all the tissues that were distributed, just to clarify. And you can see the increase in endothelial keratoplasty. Gradual increase. And this may be hard to read, but I just wanted to try to provide as comprehensive information as possible. You can see the indications for penetrating keratoplasty, and you can take a moment to look at those. And you can see here keratoconus. And then I tried to put this in a graph form, and it may be hard to read, but and you can see there's keratoconus, repeat cornea transplant at just over 4,000. Other corneal dysfunction. And you have this here, this unknown, unreported, or unspecified. Now, mind you, these are distributions of all tissues, not just in the U.S., but everywhere. So this is encompassing all tissues distributed from U.S. eye banks that were distributed both domestic and internationally. For anterior lamellar keratoplasty, here are the indications reported out. And you can see here the leading indication is keratoconus. Indications for endothelial keratoplasty. As you can see, Fuchs dystrophy. I would like to thank the Dr. Woodford Van Meter, who leads the task force at the EBAA for the statistical report, and Brian Philippi and Jennifer DiMatteo. We wanted to, James is available if we wanted to ask any questions. James?
Hay una pregunta. Vamos a usar la misma dinámica de ayer. Si alguien tiene alguna pregunta puede levantar su mano y después de cada plática poder hacer su pregunta. La pregunta que yo tengo es la cantidad, si ustedes saben la cantidad o el número de queratoplastías hechas por endotelio asistidas con femtosegundo. O sea, yo vi que tienen una cantidad de alrededor de 21.555 de queratoplastías endoteliales. La pregunta es, de estas, ¿cuáles, la mayoría son con femtosegundo los cortes lamelares o con microquerato?
Microkeratome.
La mayoría.
Tell them. Go ahead.
La mayoría